Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10, guys. My name is Danny Burke. You can follow me on Instagram down there, and this is the channel where we take all kinds of weird and wonderful things from all around the world and put them into a nice little top 10 list so you guys don't have to. And today we've got the top 10 adult jokes in children's movies. Now, I'm not going to try too hard to try and explain these jokes to you. Basically, if you get it, good. If you don't get it, good, because you're probably not supposed to yet. But let's see how many you guys get as we jump right into our number 10 with Marty in Madagascar. There's a scene in Madagascar where Alex is running towards Marty on the beach in slow motion, but suddenly things take a turn.
Oh, sugar honey iced tea.
Martin, hey, hold on.
Sugar honey iced tea. It might seem like a random collection of words, but if you take the first letter of every one of those words and put it together to make a new word, yeah, I'll let you guys figure that one out as we move on to our number 9 with Shaggy in Scooby Doo. When Shaggy is seated on the plane next to a girl eating Scooby snacks, they instantly hit it off and the girl introduces herself.
I'm Mary Jane.
Like, that is my favorite name.
Now, it's a well-established theory among Scooby-Doo fans that Shaggy is a bit of a stoner, so it comes as no surprise that Mary Jane would be his favourite name, as it's slang for marijuana. Alright guys, we're going over to Pixar's movie Cars now for our number 8. Mia and Tia are two of Lightning McQueen's biggest fans, and in this scene, look how they choose to show him.
We're like your biggest fans. Good job.
Yeah, they flashed their lights. They flashed him. That's a whole different meaning when you're talking about people instead of cars. But we're going to move swiftly on to our number 7 now with Tim Allen as Santa. In The Santa Claus, Tim Allen as Scott accidentally murders Santa and ends up having to take his job. He ends up with the beard and the belly, and when he starts flying like Santa, his son exclaims,
Okay.
to which Scott replies, "It's okay, I'm used to it. I lived through the 60s. And you don't actually have to have lived through the 60s yourself to know what he means about being high and flying during that free-loving decade. On to number 6 now, and it's one of my favourite movies of all time, Shrek. Now, if you've seen Shrek, you'll be familiar with the pint-sized villain that is Lord Farquaad. But check out this scene where Shrek and Donkey first arrive at Lord Farquaad's castle.
Please. Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
Now, a lot of young viewers might have thought that Shrek was talking about his height, but anyone who's actually familiar with the phrase compensating for something will know he was actually referring to some other shortage of the body. Halfway through now, guys, at number 5, we're going over to Toy Story to take a bit of a closer look at those toys. Andy had a kid nemesis in the form of Sid, who took great delight in hacking up his toys and putting them back together in all sorts of twisted creations. Now, most of the toys seem to be completely random creations, like this baby head on some metal octopus legs, but with one of the toys, the creators actually slipped in a bit of a joke. That's a pair of long, female-looking legs attached to a hook. And if you hook all day, you're known as a... Yeah, I know, I never would have guessed that watching that movie as a kid. The Pixar guys can be pretty sly. But let's move on to our number 4 now. We're taking a look at the Cat in the Hat. In this scene in the movie, the Cat in the Hat picks up a gardening tool to chase off some dogs, but one joke might have gone over the heads of some of the younger viewers.
Dirty hoe.
I think I might have seen a little bit of mud on top of the hoe, but I don't think that's what he meant. So let's move on to our number 3. Now, this scene is from the movie Aladdin and the King of Thieves, and it takes place in the lead up to Aladdin and Jasmine's wedding. But check out what the genie says when a stampeding elephant rocks everyone's world.
I thought the Earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon.
Now, the Earth moving on the night of a honeymoon is quite a well-known phrase, but if any of you guys aren't familiar with it, just try and think what usually happens on the night of a honeymoon. Yeah, that's right, even the genie has his mind in the gutter. Alright guys, we're already at number 2, and we've got some issues in the 90s classic Space Jam. When the Monstars steal the basketball playing abilities of some of the best players in the NBA, they visit a doctor to see what the problem is. After running a number of tests on them, he poses a seemingly innocent question.
Where you find yourself
Yeah.
unable to perform?
Yeah, so you can perform well in sports and you can perform well in... Well, let's just say I think he was referring to a male dysfunction that didn't have much to do with basketball. So we've reached number 1, and because Pixar seemingly love to put adult jokes into their kids' movies, we're going back over to Toy Story. This is the scene where Buzz Lightyear likes what he sees in Jessie. But things really get heated up when Jesse pulls off this stunt to let out the dog to go pee. Check it out. Okay, easy there, Space Ranger. Alright, I think we've reached the upper limits of what kind of adult jokes you can get away with in kids movies, but do you guys know any better ones out there? Some of them are so hidden that they go over everyone's heads, but if you found one, let everyone know in the comments below, and who knows, maybe if I find enough of them, we'll make a part 2. But until then guys, as ever, you know the drill, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our videos on this channel every single day. In fact, 2 of them are floating over there right now, so give them a click. Thanks so much for watching Most Amazing Top 10 guys. My name's Danny Burke. You can follow me on Instagram somewhere down there. I'll see you guys very soon.